right back, Charlie.
National anthem time. Catchy song, isn't it, people? Obviously, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. We've made it to the end of the week. People deluded. I'm back again as usual. I hope everyone's in good spirits. Hope they've had a progressive week. Hope everyone and their loved ones is doing well and safe. Obviously, people, good morning to those of you like myself in the UK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, of course, good night to wherever else you guys are placed. As I said, it's Friday. Hope everybody's week has been filled with abundance. First things first, health. You ain't got health, you're dead. So hope everyone and their loved ones, as I always say, has continued or better health. Hope it's been a blessed week in terms of your goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, aspirations, or just simply overcoming hardship, man, even if it's just a small percentage. I appreciate you lot that support me across Twitch. Big up the Twitch gang, because in terms of content, I'm actually not going to do no watch-alongs tomorrow because I've got some family things to attend to. So Manchester United, Spurs, I believe Chelsea. No, it can't be Chelsea, Newcastle. I don't think that is. I'm back again on Sunday. Obviously, in relation to content today, we're here at 10 a.m. We go over at 11:30 to YouTube, and then we're coming to play Football Manager. And again, it's been, I would say the last 2 weeks have been very hectic, and I appreciate all your support, and we're getting back on that train. Like I said, it's a little break on Saturday. Sunday, we're back at it with the watch-alongs. Monday, I'll probably do a watch-along for Palace versus City. Tuesday and Wednesday, you've got Champions League business. I'm pretty sure Arsenal play on Wednesday and Thursday, so it is what it is for Arsenal. Boy, in the next week, we've got, 3 games or so in 9 days? I could be capping. But yeah, man, Aston Villa away, Liverpool in the middle just before that, Leicester. So Leicester at home, Liverpool at home, Aston Villa away. 9-pointer, really and truly. I'd say if you're serious, you really need to get 7 points. You could probably maneuver with 6, but I would say 7 to 9 points would be amazing. I don't expect to beat Liverpool, but what a boost to Arsenal's top 4 hopes or confidence that would potentially be if they were able to beat Liverpool, put in a performance. Bearing in mind, Liverpool are chasing absolutely on the necks of Man City. So on the best of days, Liverpool deal with us, but they're going to have extra motivation. And obviously Aston Villa, they're coming into their own. You know, every game really and truly where Arsenal's concerned is a big game, really. You know, Everton, they'll be fighting relegation. Them times Newcastle are safe, but no one wants to play at St. James's Park. We've got the bogey teams in Southampton, Brighton, for me anyways, and Crystal Palace to come. The obvious, the Stamford Bridges, the, White Hart Lane, Manchester United at home, Liverpool at home, these sort of things as well. So again, if we want it, we're going to have to go and claim it. And it's not just us, we're going to speak about the Premier League Saturday. Spurs, Chester United fans, I don't know what side they're going to support because it's Spurs against Man United. I back Man United to win, but you never know. Conte might do a thing, really and truly. United look a mess. Spurs are a mess as well. With depending on the result, Conte is either very happy or sad. So we're gonna see what happens in that regards, people. I don't know why I went off on a tangent about Arsenal, but big up everybody tuned in. Obviously, we can speak about Arsenal if you lot want. So any talking points, etc., feel no sort of way. There's rumors PSG want to sell Neymar. Obviously, Mr. Promes is moving mad. Promes, I can't never say his name properly, but he's moving mad. Attempted murder case on top of allegedly being just generally being wanted in part of investigation for a drug sting by the police over there in Holland or wherever. And yeah, just general footballing news, really and truly. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hope everyone's in good spirits. What are you lot saying? Ethan, K, appreciate it, man. Man said save the bridge. Finland, I ain't seen Finland in here before. I appreciate that, man. Shout out I don't want to be disrespectful. Is it Finnish? Shout out the Finland ones there, man. Glenn Kamara Nation and that. Neymar went to PSG to win the Champions League and get out Messi's shadow, but he still hasn't achieved that. Yeah, ironically, Messi's followed him. Man. The Champions League is crazy. I rate Neymar so highly, but his legacy is starting to look rubbed still. I weep for the baby goat. How though? You look at the goals for Brazil, He's won everything there is to win. How can it be tainted? I know people can criticize going to PSG and things like that, but how can it be tainted? What's he not done? He's played a major part at Barcelona winning the Champions League. I do think, the PSG thing, I wouldn't have done it. I understood why, but I think it's a myth. But I wouldn't say it's tainted. I mean, you didn't even say tainted. You could say it's tainted, but robbed, never. Neymar is a good player. I just feel he needs to be the main man to truly flourish. Boy, he might be. I don't even know. He plays for a Russian team technically, so I don't know. The form Arsenal are on, you can beat anyone. Hey, man, form means nothing really. And what form really? The narrative. If I'm honest with you, not to be disrespectful to Arsenal or water it down, but and you know how football gets. If you say something positive, you're positive. You're a positive prick. If you're negative, you're a negative. Whatever. For me personally, you're right, man. We're positive. Definitely feel the way we are at the moment. You definitely, as much as you could say confident, we definitely probably more confident going into any game, really. But I don't know. And if I'm honest with you, if we've really set ourselves high standards, and I go on the last 3 or so games, I think our standards have been dropped. Cheap goals. There was times even when we was winning that, in fact, bro, Watford could have got more out of that game. Brentford could have got more out of that game. Wolves could have got more out of their game. They didn't. Facts is we took 3 points, we were good, but at the same time, you need to raise your standards. So as I'm saying, we need to chase our high standards back. We've been conceding some cheap goals, and again, some of the teams that I've said we've got to play, you can't afford to switch off. You can give Watford the 2 goals because Watford the crap. If you respectfully, and they got dealt with yesterday. If you do that against Liverpool, the game's done. So I kind of need to see us playing to a higher standards. I mean, if you go on the narratives, United are atrocious. Tottenham Hotspur are not doing much. Arsenal the best thing in the world. And granted, I'd love that to be true, and a lot of these things are true. But when you look at the table, away from the narratives and what's read, nobody's made ground on anyone. And for me as an Arsenal fan, I want to make ground on that. I want Chelsea to bottle third and obviously make that available. But despite the games in hand, which needs to correlate to winning points, Arsenal ain't gone from nowhere. Right now, we're fourth. We're in that pole position. We've got a target on our back. But God forbid, if we lose to Leicester, Man United or Spurs win, couple other things happen. What does the narrative say? What we might even beat Leicester. What's the narrative going to say midweek? I don't know. Well, United are playing in the Champions League. I don't know if Spurs have a fixture next week. But what's the narrative going to be then? So for me, let's just keep doing what we're doing until May. If we lose, don't get excited and start thinking it's doom and gloom. If we win, don't get excited as well. Just keep doing what we're doing. Because again, it's still, nobody's grabbed it really and truly. I would say there's only 3 clubs I think are nailed on to get Champions League. I hope Chelsea drop out and make it a problem. But I just think Chelsea will get over the line despite what's going on. We're going to get into that as well. Something special would really have to happen for Manchester City and Liverpool to drop out the Champions League places. So it is what it is, man. It would be gutting. I'm not gonna lie, it'd be gutting not to get top 4, considering the narratives, as you said, what we're doing and things like that. Is what it is. So yeah, man. Stamford Bridge to full bets, people. Hey, you better odd them. Keep it going, man. Energy. Sorry, people, I'm still here. It's just you lot are bringing that fire, so the fan needs to go a bit higher. You get it? I need to put that on level 3. But yeah, big up you lot, man. So yeah, it is what it is. The way we are, I'm confident we'll beat the ish sides. I mean, that's one thing I do like. Like I said, it ain't really been plain sailing. But one thing I have liked about Arsenal, we've been capitalizing on our home form. Our home form has been good. It might not always be pretty, but we're beating the teams you're expected to beat. Away form is a bit so-so. As I said, remaining focused, getting back to high standards that we've had. For me, let's get back to claiming clean sheets, because that's, for me, we're changing the culture. And the same way we waffle about Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, all of them scoring them lovely goals, and just in general, we waffle about that. I need to see that same enthusiasm and desire to keep clean sheets. And I think that was being installed, to be fair, since the moment Arteta's come in, he's tried that. We need to claim that, because you can't win titles, do serious things if you don't do that. And I do. Obviously, every team will say they've conceded cheap goals, but, I think we're conceding too many cheap goals. Like, the bicycle kick thing, Chucho Hernandez has scored against Watford. On one hand, bro, that's a banger, innit? That's their goal of the season contender, potentially. You have to clap. But from us, the transition, we was poor. We didn't stop the cross. We didn't follow runners. As a fullback, if I look at Cedric, you're taught to at least put off the guy who's about to header or whatever. Nobody puts off Chucho. All it needs is someone to attack the header. And obviously, think about it logically. If you're a striker, you're about to attack it, and you see a defender's head or something, in that split second, you might be a madman and just say, fuck it, I'll take a bruise on my head. But you might think, oh shit, he's going to crash into me and not do what you're doing. So again, my point to say that is to say, obviously, you can get away with these things like we kind of did when we played Watford, Norwich, and Newcastle at home. When you play the big teams or the teams in form, you might not necessarily get this. Like, I don't like to be the guy doing ifs, buts, and maybes. We could have scored a lot more from against Watford, and we needed to kill that game. You know, we should have, especially I'd say around the hour mark against Watford. It was a bit like the PSG Real Madrid game. There was a second they just gave up, and it's like we recognized that we're playing ball, we're not finishing in it. You've got to kill the game. Now, fortunately, we scored 3 goals, but Watford could have scored more. You know, Brentford could have got something out of the game. They didn't. Wolves as well. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's dead, innit? We won. But do you get it? This is where we need to keep a cool head, start improving, and the rest of it, man. But that's enough. Like I said, man, it feels like, you know, I wouldn't say make or break, but it feels like we're, oh no, man, I've been watching too many Viking documentaries and that in it. So it feels like we're about to go on. It feels like Denmark and Norway and them sort of sides against England. It feels like we need to do this thing. It feels like man need to, even if we don't get it, you know, death before dishonor. If we don't get what we're doing, man need to make Valhalla in it. Only champions and winners and true warriors meet Valhalla in it. So if we want this thing, we have to do it in it, really. And shout out my Finnish Don as well. You probably know about them sides there as well. So yeah, man, like enough of the Arsenal thing. It's serious, you know. Leicester should want revenge, Jamie Vardy or not. Of course, I somewhat feel a bit better that villain is not playing against us. But Brighton and Palace never had key players. They they caused us problems. Aston Villa, Gerrard, Coutinho's agent probably going to be not at the Emirates, be in Birmingham for that game. And plus, going to Villa at times is a bit nervy in recent weeks. So we'll have to see what's going on in that game, man. Really. So yeah, man. I didn't plan on starting this about Arsenal and things like that, people. I thought we was going to speak about Neymar and that. So it is what it is. Keep the conversations coming. I do, however, need to make some timestamps. So yeah, timestamps. Let's say that's an Arsenal thing. So yeah, it is what it is, man. But yeah, man, obviously getting back to Neymar, what are you lot saying as well? Obviously, it's no secret I'm a Neymar fan in it, but yeah, man. I think Barca will raid Chelsea's 3 contract-ending players. Rumors starting already. Well, it seems like they're on to Azpilicueta, and as you said, Jay, with the contract stuff of them not being allowed to sell, buy, or at this moment in time extend contracts. I think, you know, I do think between now and May, they'll be able to do that. I don't think what we're going to see is from now till May, Chelsea are not going to be doing anything. I do think maybe, but I don't know anything. But within the next few weeks, I do think we'll see something because that level of uncertainty it's not acceptable in the Western world, in it. It's something is going to have to give in it. So I do think we'll see some resolution in relation to that. But yeah, man, it seems like Christensen's agreed to go Barcelona. If I was Azpilicueta, I couldn't begrudge him for going there. I don't know if Barcelona will give Rudiger the wages he would expect to command or could command elsewhere. But yeah, man. Arsenal seem to go on a run of 10 games, then have a slip up, 4 wins in a row, got to keep momentum. This coming week will be pivotal. We're getting an informed Leicester and Villa and Liverpool as well. Come out with 7 points and we're golden. Both Watford goals available. Ben White, not great of late. And this is avoidable, say. Yeah, boy, Ben White, Gabriel, just the whole team in general standards have been dropping. I disagree, though. I think Ben White's been decent. He was booky in that game, but fair play. Yeah. Hope everyone's doing well and safe, man. Getting full for what's ECL next season? Are you talking about the Champions League? Or is that European Conference League next season? I don't know about that, but I don't know this. We are playing when all are picking up from it. Is where it is, but we can't just play duds all the time. I think Rudiger will go Real Madrid. Could you begrudge him? Could you begrudge him for going Real Madrid? I don't think anybody listening or anybody commenting could begrudge him for going there. Ethan, I've just gone onto the Twitch tab. I appreciate everybody who's followed recently in the last 24 hours. I appreciate you for subscribing for a month and also gifting out a community sub, man. I appreciate that, man. Pardon me, without that, it's crazy. Man, you miss Europa League theme tune. I can't lie, I don't. That's rubbed, man. It was some rubbed theme tune. I can't cap, man. I missed it. Like I said, I've done hella Champions League live streams on Twitch and YouTube, but in relation to Arsenal, I've not broke my V yet. And to be fair, I remember when I just started my YouTube channel, Arsenal were in the Champions League. I think I still remember flipping. I did a review of Arsenal PSG, and then there's not too many other things than that. I know Arsenal would probably just be qualifying for the champs for the sake of it, but yeah. Neymar is 30. So sad to see he didn't fulfill his full potential. Absolute baller. I mean, in terms of winning player of the year, which is brazy and political, yeah. And it's not that I disagree, but what potential has Neymar not filled? He's at a point been a top 3, top 4, arguably still is top 5 player in the world. He's won everything he can to offer. Obviously, football is a team game. Long gone are the days where one man is just going to carry it all the time. Even as great as Ronaldo is, Ronaldo's not doing the 3-4 in a row Real Madrid things without Luka Modric, etc. So he's played a main part in winning the Champions League. He's been one of the few wonder kids that have maintained as well. From a young G to 30 years of age, he's won everything. You look at the record he's got for Brazil. Of course, I would like him to win a World Cup and another Champions League, things that I don't feel Brazil with the current coaches is possible. And obviously, this PSG thing hasn't really worked out. Not just Neymar's fault, but what potential hasn't he filled, man? I agree. I'd somewhat agree, but what potential, man? What potential hasn't he filled? Like, he's at the pinnacle, man. Probably for me, wasting his time. I understand it in it going PSG because they're gonna gash you. Everything's there, but the league is stagnant. The team not been 30 for a while. It is what it is. I see Chambers scored a decent goal, man. I don't know about that. But yeah, what potential didn't he fulfill? Leeds and Watford got dealt with. We'll get into the Premier League, bro. Watford, man, seeing Ben Foster would piss me off if I was a Watford fan. If I was a Watford fan, brazy, man. Bro, but the thing is, Neymar's numbers and influence and everything, they've all matched up though. When the narrative goes away, like it's not true, is it? Like, what potential hasn't he fulfilled? Like, apart from, I do think footballers are a bit unfortunate in that people put unrealistic expectations on them. You could score 20 goals, man, say, but you never score 30. You score 30, but you never score 40. What potential? And I'm guilty of it as well. We always put it's unrealistic. It's like a what's them pets? Like a fucking like a hamster on a wheel. Like, what potential? I think he's wasted a couple of years. Probably, but what potential hasn't he fulfilled? Like, and I'm not trying to catch anyone else. I'm genuinely asking, man. I don't think it was a I think it is a mistake. I think it's wasting time. But at the same time, if a club wants to build it around you, if you want to get out in Messi's shadow, if the project, I can understand going there, really and truly. So yeah, it makes sense, man. But I don't. What potential? Because if you man forget, he was a wonder kid. Him and Benzema are two different guys, but they were wonder kids, and they've 9 times out. Like, you look at Cesc and Rooney again. It's nothing. Listen, all these men have had great careers, but you look at how them man started, and then the burnout, and then how they kind of fell off. Neymar and Rooney, Benzema, they've maintained it. And it's nothing to do with criticizing the players that haven't, but it's like, this is just to talk about Neymar. How hasn't he, man? He's had to compete with them. I do think Neymar's got a lot of baggage. It's not that he's not dedicated to the game, but it's like, yeah, man, there's the other stuff. I do think there's issues. He should have never left Barcelona. I get it, though, because he never got the love and he wanted to bust out. He tried to go back. He tried to go Madrid. I just think he's mad volatile, really. This guy's been in the spotlight since 14 years of age. Is where it is. I mean, I don't think Neymar needs clout. And obviously he's got money. He probably is comfy, man. I'm manifesting an injury-free season so that man put respect on Neymar's name, bro. Not anybody here, but if you look at the way the world of football looks at him, they try to call man a fucking YouTube baller. He's not 30, and he shows, man, really. But yeah, speaking of that, keep your opinions coming. I don't understand wanting to sell Neymar personally, especially if you're not going to keep Mbappe, or you're kind of at his mercy. Messi's not going to be around forever either, neither is Neymar, so it makes you wonder, what are PSG going to do, really? PSG is fed up with Neymar, and he comes with a lot of baggage. That's the only thing that will pee me off. Who will buy him? There's only a select few of clubs, you know. He's not going by Munich, you know. You can never rule out a Barcelona return, but it would need a lot to happen, you know. He was linked with Real Madrid. I can't see that happening, but you never know. The two Manchester clubs, their names will get thrown into it as well. You know, again, if Man City don't get Haaland, I don't know. Neymar and Harry Kane might that one there might be there. Man United have the money and whatnot to do it. Yeah, there's literally not too many clubs. Inter, I don't think Inter have the scope for that. You know, it would be nice, you know, as a Brazilian, you know, who used to play for them, but do they have the scope for that? Again, it's a serious operation bringing Neymar to the club, isn't it, really? And I don't know, man. Again, it comes with a lot of baggage as well. So it's only a select few of clubs. Again, he has spoken about wanting to play MLS, 30 years of age, World Cup year. You got an MLS now? Anyways, keep your opinions coming. PSG is fed up with Neymar. He'll be for sale next summer. And this, to be fair, this Donny, he's on job still. As you know, again, not to be a conspiracy theorist, but he needs to. He was doing the not footy leaks, but doing the footy leaks thing as well. Basically, he needs to be easy, or the man there just you never hear from them again. Just roll safe. Apparently, Romain Molina, he has information about Qatar and Emir and how fed up he is with the Brazilian star. It's too many issues that don't translate to how much Neymar cost PSG when he left. I mean, it is a lot of nonsense, isn't it? Starting with poor relationship Neymar Senior has with the club, the player's constant injuries, his many problems out the pitch. The list just goes on. He doesn't return his monetary worth with results on the pitch. This is the fifth time PSG can't win the Champions League with Neymar as their biggest star. I hear that, but, you know, you had 3 stars on the pitch. And again, you know, you've got Poch, who's I don't feel necessarily should be sacked based off the Real Madrid game. Tuchel got you to a final. There's been many problems within your club, really. You know, I think PSG will get closer to the Champions League when they get a manager whose clout is as big as the players, or just stop having these star players. Like, obviously, they're probably not going to grab him, but if you could get a Pep, where man can't really bully Pep, because, yeah, you might be Neymar or Messi or whatever, but I'm certain in this football thing as well. Obviously, respectfully, if you're Pochettino, you got to play the game a bit, really. So it is what it is. I think PSG are moving in the right direction. You know, I feel, according to the minute of the game, a lot of narratives were being read. I actually feel the front three defended quite well. Against Madrid, I think they all worked hard. I just feel it's fucked up, really. You know, we all know from that goal went in, it just, you lot collapsed it, really. But I can't disagree. He's got bare injuries. He always wants to go on holiday. There's bare things in it. He's almost like he wants to, you know, spoiled child sort of thing. But it is what it is. I'm just trying to get to the main parts here, really, people. Obviously, Messi didn't do no crud. Apparently, according to this report, the Emir is already set on his decision to sell Neymar next summer with no exceptions. The Brazilian star's arrival to PSG can be considered the biggest transfer blunder in the club's history in terms of the prime objective they had on bringing him on board, since he hasn't delivered. The club's owner is willing to cut him from the team and sell him to the highest bidder, while they'll still get some money back spent in 2017. Although the 222 million euros are impossible to get, they can at least try to sell him for under 100 million. But apparently, Neymar's denied beefing Donnarumma. Obviously, they're gonna cap, man. And to be fair, it's not that deep. Donnarumma should shout at Neymar for you being involved in the second goal. Donnarumma should get shouted at, but we never won. We never win, lose, or draw together. Even Donnarumma's mistake, I don't agree with it all being his fault, because, you know, how do you explain the other 2 goals? Sorry, how do you explain 2 goals coming in quick succession? How do you explain only having, as dominant as they were in the first leg, which I think shows the tactical progression? Why did you only win? Benzema even said it. Why did you only win with 1 goal? You know, why didn't you kill the game? You know, as much as Donnarumma, I think that mistake makes this what we're talking about. That's a 1 minute flash, 2 minute flashpoint in a 90-minute game, 180-minute game. You win, lose, or draw together. I don't agree with scapegoating, man. Is Neymar's career close to an end? I mean, return, man. Javi, bring the man back, man. Bring the man back. Yeah, man. I don't know what I'll go out for this thing, but yeah, man. Again, so that's Neymar. PSG owners ready to sell him. Let's hope Messi gets involved. But yeah, they want to sell him at 30 years of age. You know, it's not going to be too ever many times. I mean, I couldn't see it, but, you know, if Salah leaves, could he go Liverpool? I don't know for Neymar in England. I don't know if he will like it. but it is what it is where that's concerned. As I said, Neymar denied reports of the bust up with Donnarumma, which we all know you probably did have beef, but it's cool, man. It's cool. So yeah, there's that. We already spoke about this yesterday. Shout out Renato Sanchez. Away from all of that, Pep Guardiola says Bernardo Silva will never win the Ballon d'Or because you have to be on social media. Last time he's on social media, he got caught up in a race storm. So yeah, man, he needs to chill out, really and truly. Baller. You lot killed me. Well, you lot on YouTube killed me when I said if he wants it, he can be the best player in the Prem. If he really, really wants it. And I've seen this guy from his Portugal days, fell in love with the guy from a footballing point of view, under 21s championships, badly wanted him at Arsenal. We all saw what he did at Monaco. We all see what he's doing now. Coming from Z Roberto, I like it because he was one of my favorite players when playing in Germany. He's still a top quality player at 40. I don't know if Bernardo is the best player in the world, and I don't care. What I see is an incredibly nice guy. It's a joy to work with him. Offensively and defensively, he can do everything that you can do. But he's never going to win the Ballon d'Or because you have to be on social media. You have not just win, but score a lot of goals, and Bernardo does not have that quality. If one day it will happen, I love it. I'll be happy for him like any other player that we have here that one day would win the Ballon d'Or. I would be more than grateful to experience that award with him. For me as a manager, he can't do everything. Boy, fair enough. Going all the way here. Oh, that's my thing there. Thomas Tuchel insists he's still happy to be Chelsea manager despite the sanctions, people, and he's called on Chelsea to keep going after the win. He said, let's see if it stays like this. If it does, I don't know. We'll take it day by day. I didn't see that coming yesterday. I don't know what is coming tomorrow. And of course you don't. But what I would say with Tuchel, bro, anything that happens, you've won Champions League. You know, you've been at PSG, which is definitely not as volatile as what we're seeing in recent days and weeks, but volatile is what it is. I don't know what is coming tomorrow. Everyone can be very sure that we focus on us to keep the attitude and the mentality right on the training pitch and within the team. So far, we can trust each other, and this will not change. As long as we have enough shirts and a bus to drive the games, we'll be there and we'll compete hard. Sportsmail understands that Chelsea may not finish the season as they operate under a strict government license that is largely unworkable for one of Europe's biggest teams. Probably a bit of cap to scare people and that. Tuchel said it would be a lie if I said we had no doubts, but I also had a lot of trust. In different circumstances, we produced a lot of results and good performances, so we can trust our mentality and culture in the club. We allowed ourselves to focus on football. So yeah, man, obviously Chelsea are in problems really and truly, and Nike could be the final nail in the coffin. People, as you see, 3 have cancelled, have temporarily suspended their sponsorship, and a couple of others are having cold feet. So it's getting bad to worse for Chelsea as well. You know, assets are being frozen, can't sell or buy players. You know, or the club at this moment, the government are taking involved. Rival Premier League clubs circled like vultures to sign young players who were due to join Chelsea, which is needed. So we're gonna have to see what happens with Chelsea. Really, every day there's something new. You know, they can no longer buy or sell players or offer new contracts, and obviously can only spend 20 bags on travel to away games and 500,000 on home games. They can play all their matches home and away, pay a salary to their players and more importantly staff. They can provide steward security, food and drink for fans, you know, with a 500k spending gap. Can receive TV broadcasting, although this will be frozen. You know, the club sale could still potentially go ahead as long as Abramovich does not benefit financially in line with what the government want. They cannot carry out any building work at Stamford Bridge. They cannot spend 20,000. They can't spend more than 20,000 on away travel. They can't sell any merchandise. They can't agree new transfers or contracts. They cannot sell home or away tickets. Only existing ticket holders will be allowed to attend. And I think that actually extends to maybe not necessarily ticket holders, but I did see in a report, if you bought a ticket at Chelsea, I believe it said the 10th of March, you're kind of exempt, if not his peak. So yeah, for me, it's scary. It's scary about the precedent this sets. Like, obviously, it's banter to stress my Chelsea supporting friends, but it's the precedent because obviously this is extreme circumstances. But what if it's not necessarily this, what the government deemed that is? You know, this is the precedent is being set. You know, it's crazy. But as I said, Roman Abramovich and them man there, they knew this was coming. Like, come on now. The man there get too much money. They pay too much. If they don't know, if they're not necessarily the smartest, they've got they pay man that can see things. You think Cesc Fabregas and them midfielders there got vision? Talk to these money men and things. All they know what's going on. Even when you see, listen, I don't doubt Roman Abramovich has a conscience and that. But when you read between the lines, people, I don't know if it's just me, but when you look at that statement, I don't believe in coincidences. The man might have a heart, but think about it. If you're in beef with people, yeah, me and you are in beef with someone, yeah. He's trying to, you're saying that you're gonna give them peace, which essentially is Ukraine. You're gonna give them peace. You're gonna give them a relief fund of a couple bill. Putin's gonna say, or you're gonna say, fuck that. Why are you aiding the ops? You really think them peace there was gonna go to this relief fund that was gonna help Ukrainians or whatever? It's a myth. But then, as I was saying, look, they knew this was coming. You look at the fact that they said Roman can't benefit from this. The statement went time ago said, forget the debt owed to me. The money from this being sold is going to go to a relief fund. It's crazy, man. It's the price to pay for having a dodgy owner. I mean, is he necessarily any more or less dodgy than any owner? Is he more or less ethical than that? I don't know. Where do we draw the moral line? Because as much as we can demonize Roman Abramovich, I'm not saying to demonize anyone, but there's you look at Stan Kroenke's donations to certain parties in America. You look at certain donations with potential Chelsea owners. You look at what is said around the Saudi Arabian owners that just took Newcastle. Where do we draw the moral line? Certain owners had sweatshops at football clubs, English owners, ex-owners. Where do we draw the morality? Where do we draw the morality, not just in football, but ourselves? Because some of us saying this, if we start going around and looking at the products in our house, we're not necessarily ethical. Now, yeah, we can sit here and try and do the good guy thing or good girl thing and say, well, we're not damaging the world or whatever. You get where we're going, man. Boy, it's looking it's looking brazy. No, I haven't. What's that related? Every owner is dodgy, man. Come on. Trust me, they knew. Let's not act like Ukraine and Russia. This is a new war. Or the West versus Russia. This isn't nothing new at all. This isn't anything new. This isn't anything new. This is something that's been happening for time, really and truly. Arsenal, what was? I can't find Arsenal's Twitter account. You said something. They've tweeted something. Oh, come on, man. They've just said this. They're just talking about Ukrainian supporters club. I thought you said, well, respectfully, I thought you was sort of. Come on, man. You scared me there, man. Fuck. Listen, and again, it's brazy. Again, you're right. When it was Ozil, man distanced themselves from things. When it's brazy. And I think, when it's come to the energy around Zuma's situation, if you know, when it's come to this, I'm not going to lie. Me as an ethnic minority, I'm looking at this thing very funny. Very funny. Not just in football, because football mirrors society. Just to hear the way in this country, the politicians speak around migrants and people fleeing war from Ukraine. I wish people of Palestine. I wish the people being oppressed in China. I wish the many people fleeing civil conflict and whatnot in Africa were seen as human and not cockroaches, not inconveniences, etc., etc. So it's brazy, and as I said, the one thing that is brazy is the precedent that it sets, people. So it is what it is, people. Regarding that. As I said, free a suspended sponsorship with Chelsea with logos to be removed from shirts. There was talk of they was trying to do that yesterday, which again, I watched the highlights. It don't look like they did that, innit? Really, really and truly. So it's a brazy one. And Eddie Howe, man said, we'll talk about Eddie Howe because they want to do a warm winter camp. But apparently Thomas Tuchel and Hayes vowed to compete and prevail against sanctions. And I just clocked something to go back to the Neymar thing, yeah? Qatar might want to sell him. But you got the World Cup in November, and you could potentially have one of the most marketable footballers playing for your club to go with Messi and Mbappe, or at least two of the three. Does it really, from a commercial point of view, is it cap to suggest they're trying to sell Neymar? But yeah, just going back into this, man. Big up Voltage. Come on, what did you do now? This guy's on his Mesut Ozil shit. Fucking hell, man. Man gave out 5 community subs. Shout out Stylish for resubscribing as well, man. Ridiculous. Shout out to everyone for just being here as well, man. Ridiculous. DG Nation, we're growing and them thing there, man. But yeah, progressing with things. Again, keeping up with things. As I said, Eddie Howe confirms Newcastle are looking at another warm winter camp, people. A second one abroad this year. Obviously, with what's going on in the Middle Eastern regions. It makes sense in November. It makes sense to be around there. Obviously, because of the owners of Newcastle, there's commercial reasons. And big up Eddie Howe because he's doing his thing, man. Really, slyly they could get a top half finish if you deep it. Speaking of PSG, allegedly, UEFA has opened proceedings against Paris Saint-Germain's president Nasser El-Khelaifi and sporting director Leonardo, as well as the club after Wednesday night's game against Atletico. The Athletic understands both these individuals went to the referee's room at the Santiago Bernabeu to complain about the award of Real's first goal, believing that Donnarumma had been fouled. It's understood that UEFA's control, ethnics, and disciplinary body will make a decision on the matter in due course. And when you see some other bits, phones were being smashed, people were being told I'll kill you, bodyguards moving mad. It's crazy. But yeah, that's that one. So yeah, we've spoken about Abramovich, we've spoken about that. I feel like I'm missing something else out for you lot. I'm not gonna sit here and cap. Where's that thing about Chelsea not being able to complete the season, man? Chelsea cannot finish season. There was something along them lines. I want to see if it's cap, man. Club could go bust in weeks after sanctions on oligarch Roman Abramovich left Blues unable to sell tickets or merchandise, with 30 million shirt deal axed and staff laid off. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Apparently, Chelsea can request special deposition, which would be considered if the government views a change of ownership in the best interest of the club, provided it does not benefit Abramovich, which probably will happen. In that scenario, it is likely the government would take control of the sale and proceeds would be frozen or into a charitable fund, possibly for the victims in Ukraine. That effectively leaves Abramovich with two options: agree to the government's conditions and lose the club for nothing, or let Chelsea slowly rot. I mean, if I was Putin, I'd be saying let Chelsea slowly rot. For the government, you can't afford to let Chelsea rot because you've described it as a cultural asset, so it's as important to this country. It's part of the economy because, again, we're a service-led economy. Football is entertainment, which is a service. Chelsea are a football club. It's self-explanatory. Taxes are to be collected, tourism, all of that sort of thing there. Boy, and at some point, the government's going to have to take on the debt. So, again, the finances. It's likely the Russian billionaire will proceed with the sale to preserve the club's future, even though that means he would not receive a penny for an asset he was looking to sell for $3 billion last week. A number of parties remain in the running, including Candy, who's a Tory. Which, I mean, is it a conflict of interest if a Tory donator buys Chelsea in the Tory government? Half Chelsea fans seem to be the Chelsea fans I know are not Tories, but there's a special part of Chelsea snooty fans which are Tories, probably Arsenal as well. But yeah, man, not that I'm boy. It is what it is, people. Chelsea were holding talks on Thursday night with the government, admit concerns they'll struggle to complete the campaign. This is just aimed at pressure, man, bro. I don't think Chelsea will have to worry about completing their season and all these things. But they will probably lose a lot in sponsorship, as you see, people. Chelsea, Nike, who agreed a 15-year deal, having cold feet, considering walking away. Is it Hyundai? They're having cold feet. 3 have said stop wearing our thing. It is what it is, people. So yeah, you see what happens where Chelsea are concerned, people. It's looking crazy for them, man. There, if I'm honest with you. Let's see what happens there, man. See what happens there. Boy. And I would say if I was Chelsea, I'd be more concerned about, who owns the club and the structural things. I think that's the only way Chelsea flop. I don't think the government's going to flop it and whatnot. And I don't think it should, man. Obviously, I enjoy the banter of, bantering fans. Chelsea going to burn into the ground and that, but that's dead, man. It is what it is. So, yeah, it is what it is concerning that, folks. So, yeah, man, keep your opinions coming. Let's talk about the Premier League now. And why not? Roles don't last forever. They got poked with dirty money. This is what it's like when it catches back on you, bro. Everyone's got dirty money, man. Know your history, guys. The US has effed the world more. What happens to the debt? The debt's owed to Abramovich, in it, and he wrote it off. So it's a myth, innit? And if it can't be written off, then that's why I think the government don't want to take. You want to take on debt is profitable, so they could take it on and probably make the new owner do something. But just from that, if it isn't, if it can't be written off, then that for me that's going to make the government sell it more because they're going to take on a mad debt, as you said. You know, you're going to have a club that's a mess. Forget football for a sec. You're going to have staff that's unemployed, and especially with what's going on with living wages and the cost of living, and it's just shit to live here anyways, on top of everything that's happening, it's going to get brazy. And obviously people are being laid off because, you know, I don't know if we're getting out the woodwork with COVID and whatnot, but there was a knock-on effect with jobs and stuff. So and the government, which isn't necessarily liked, would have more issues. Not that the government give a fuck about you or I if we eat, if we have somewhere to sleep or whatnot. I mean, bearing in mind this is a first world country, and you know, a fucking footballer is having to make sure kids can eat. There's money, you know, wages for MPs and stuff gone up. Quick question, DG. Do you think Russia will eventually win the war if we're to believe the media they're behind schedule? I don't know anything about that stuff, man. I don't know. What I would say is, if I was in Russia or them countries or Ukraine, I'd be very wary of the media. If I was here, I'd be very wary of the media. As you know, there's three sides to every story: your side, my side, and the truth. As you know, in war, history is written by the victors. So I don't know. What I do know is that Russia and the rest versus the West has been going on for a while. Ukraine and this Russia thing has been going on for a while. Things are just now being shown. You know, USA and Russia specifically have been, which they actually, you know, if you look at Alaska and Russia, they can actually closer than you think. They've been setting this up for a while. They've been beefing over NATO. They've been beefing in the financial markets. You know, even the way Putin is trying to, you know, kind of eradicate the dollar. And I'm sure a lot of countries would, you know, again, slavery is over. But how do you think a lot of countries are kept poor? The exchange rates. That's another way of crippling people. Exchange rates. You know, if I go Jamaica and them things there, the Jamaican dollar, or if I go Barbados, the Eastern Caribbean dollar is worth fuck all. You know, or if you're Indian rupees, it's worth fuck all. You know, these things are worth fuck all. So what do you happen 9 times out of 10? They're pegged to the American dollar. So you're dependent. There's many ways things are going on. There's many different. All you got to do is read between the lines. And again, when you look at it on an even deeper scale, and you know about the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and the Bilderberg group, I can never say their name, bro. It's two birds of a one feather. It's all faction. It's all created, you know. But I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist. Even when you look at World War II and all of these sort of things, it's crazy, man. And this is why I say it probably is. You live a better life being ignorant, because to know these things is almost bordering on depression, if I am completely honest with you guys. But yeah, enough of all of that, man. You know, well, not even enough of all of that, man. Keep it coming. I see the question, so I answered it, man. If America went to war, UK ain't sanctioning ish. I mean, US and the UK, where the problem for the UK is bro, it's like US is saying, yo, we're fighting. What do you mean you're not backing it? Get up, blood. Like they're victims. We're victims. You have to back the thing. You know, that's the only problem they're in for. And for me, I listen to Putin, don't believe a word you say. Boris Johnson, I don't even believe you. If you told me your name is Boris, I wouldn't believe you. You look like a comic character, bro. Crazy, man. This is why I love this channel, man. Trying to move to Jersey or bro, we're gonna get clapped anyways, man. This war will be here until Trump president again. I don't know about none of that, but bro, this is crazy, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. The world's fucked, and the most fucked thing is, yeah, all these people are brethren. Like, the war is only the people that are gonna get PTSD and feel it are the normal people. These dons in suits and at that level, well, it's a video game for them, man. There, man. But what it's been happening for a while. When you see what China and what US, I mean, what in fact you see the battle bases that America, China, Russia, everybody's building. You can see it. Like certain people got bases in Africa, buildings. Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's peak for Chelsea, and I'm loving it. DG, how's the donation stuff going? I think you set it up through Streamlabs. I'm acting, you know. I'm acting. What you saying? People want to donate? I hear that, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. H, shout out to you for gifting a community sub out as well. I see you, man. Come on. appreciate that. Appreciate all of you lot, man. You know, giving up your time to be here, your morning, your afternoon, your night. Twitch gang, we're moving crazy. We go over to YouTube at 11:30, but that's just because we've got to keep that channel alive, in it, man. I can't lie. I enjoy Twitch a lot more, you know. I can't lie. I thought it was weird at first. Nah, I can't lie at that. So if you're here, big up you lot's thing. You lot made me forget what we was talking about, man. Squid Games, brother. That's what it is, bro. Again, I might be thinking too deeply, yeah, but and obviously Squid Games is entertainment, but is it unrealistic to expect that ain't happening in real time? That ain't happening as we speak. Half the movies we watch, even the little Simpsons thing, I don't believe in coincidences anymore. Like, I'll be real. Like, I do think in today's day and age, you know, we've, you know, if you probably go back, you know, if you're what, I would say my age, I'm 26. I feel I really grew up with the internet. Like, I had that age of, I wouldn't say internet, like internet was coming into its own sort of thing. You know, was coming into its own. I'm not quite these youths that live with an iPad and that, but you know, I can still remember playing outside and them things there. So I can get that older generations and even older than maybe my parents or grandparents. You can't really educate yourself. You need certain books. You need to know certain things. And obviously, I feel with the internet, we've got to be careful. There's so much information, you can be misinformed. Truthfully, nobody knows the truth. And I just feel in society now, with almost more information and being able to clue yourself up, we're arguably more lazy. And I think things like, if you voted Brexit legitly, there was reasons to vote it and to against it, people, legitly. But there was people that are voting it because fucking foreigners are taking our jobs and all of these bullshits. It's not true, is it? Because the very people telling you that are the ones fucking you. And if people did the research, ignorance is bliss, man. And this is, unfortunately, this is the way the world's not going to change, man. The world's not going to change, man. It just repeats itself. You got to remember this, you know, you got to remember there was once the world went to war over fucking tulips at a point. So this is, man, go for war for less than that. So it's brazy, man. It's brazy. It's very brazy. It's almost upsetting. And like I said, I wouldn't want to be ignorant, but you could understand why ignorance is bliss. I kind of get it. Like, I kind of get it. Like, to live the world ignorant would be, I don't agree being comforted by a beautiful lie. I prefer the ugly truth, but I can understand why people bury their heads in the sand. People want to run away from things. Why do you think people will be in bad debt, run off on holiday, and then have to come back to that debt? But you get it. So people like to run away from stuff, man. Ignorance, man. It's sad. And I can't lie, it does feel a bit, even me, like, it's not just a Chelsea fan thing, but even that, like, man, are just focused on, I'm losing my football club. Bro, man are losing their lives. Like, do you know how privileged certain men are and things are? Crazy. Fucking. Let's get into the Premier League now, man. Let's get into the Premier League. Crazy. Petrol price, Zang. Appreciate that. That's why we're here. I appreciate that. Bro, if you didn't know half these things, and I used to think it was voodoo and bullshit and things like that. Just at my sister on the debt analogy, why don't you? Hey, chill. You're even mad. But yeah, man, it's sad. Your energy levels are different, Loki. Twitch more relaxed, man. Obviously, as we're getting bigger on Twitch, the weirdos are starting to come about. But YouTube just got weirdos, man. Like, obviously, man are here because they want to be here, innit? Obviously, like, one of you has probably just gone on Twitch and is like, who's that black you? Like, why is Twitch algorithm telling me about him? And you've clicked on it, pardon me, but you kind of are here for a reason. YouTube, it just feels like man are just in a room for the sake of it. That's why you get it's just weird, man. It's just weird. Big up Sensei as well, man. But yeah, where the Premier League's concerned, people, in relation to the action that happened, boy, couple man there was some bangers, you know. Cheeky finish by Guimaraes. For me, goal of the game week would probably be Albrighton's. Cheeky one from Chambers, dink from Ruben Neves. You know, I'm comparing it to Cantona. Bro, Ben Foster, he would piss me off as a Watford fan because Not only did you get ripped, I know there's going to be a YouTube video where he said, oh, fucking hell, Ruben Neves slapped me on my arse. You know, I got lobbed from, even that, you got lobbed as well doing dumb shit. Like, stop doing the thingy thing, man. Stop doing the focus on the ball thing, man. Twitch is the one. You block one guy and he messes asking why he got blocked. To be fair, I need to stop that setting because you block a couple weirdos and they can start personally hollering you. I'm censored on the YouTube chat. You must have been moving crazy for them to deal with you. But yeah, man. 4 goals between Chelsea and Norwich. You know, Mason Mount found his level. He loves scoring against relegation fodder. Chelsea won 3-1. Kai Havertz scored in the 90th minute to go with 2 early starts from Chalobah and Mason Mount. They scored in the first 20 minutes. From just pre-ing the highlights, it looked like there was times Norwich were half getting into the game. I know they got a penalty. It looked like they were doing bits in the second half, but ultimately, considering what's happening, Chelsea, most importantly, got 3 points. And they go marching on. People for Norwich, you don't get points for playing well. You need to win in it, really and truly. So yeah, Newcastle, it just keeps getting better and better. They won 2-1. I swear that's Chris Wood's first goal for Newcastle. Him and Guimaraes saw off the threat of Southampton, who actually took the lead via Stuart Armstrong. So yeah, Newcastle won 2-1. Wolves finally win a game. I bet you lot's fucking celebrated, didn't ya? They won 4-0 against Watford, people. Nice to see Jimenez scoring. Nice to see Jimenez getting on the score sheet as well. As I said, I already gassed up Ruben Neves' goal. Watford got slaughtered in it. Ben Foster's one thing, but they got slaughtered. They got absolutely slaughtered, and they're gone, really. Speaking of slaughtering, Leeds were getting booed. Leeds, they look poor, but the first 20 minutes, people not having a shot. I don't know what's going on with Leeds in it. I think you lot might be gone as well if you continue. For Aston Villa, Coutinho's loving life in Brum. You know, can't blame him. Matty Cash just keeps scoring and assisting. And you saw the checkered finish from Callum Chambers, where he used to be a centre mid, so it doesn't really shock me. And he does score quite a cute finish, really and truly, despite being shit, if we're honest with you. But yeah, and obviously on Monday, Spurs won 5-0 against Everton. So Aston Villa 3, Leeds 0. Wolves won 4-0 against Watford. Newcastle won 2-1 against Southampton. Chelsea away at Norwich, considering what's going on, won 3-1 against Norwich, people. So goals. You know, you're treated to hella goals, people, really. What's that? 7, 9, 10, 13, 14 goals across them 4 games, people. My man is poor, but I was under pressure there. You didn't even see. I was getting shook. I'm pat on the back, fam. Pat on the back still. In terms of fixtures, Jamie Vardy won't play a part, but Arsenal nonetheless have to play Leicester. Arsenal at 4:30 on Sunday play Leicester. Again, we need 3 points. I'm not being there's not. I look at our fixture calendar. I know, again, I don't even feel comfortable, but there's not really games that I could say we're just going to win in it. I know there's Leeds there. I know there's Everton there. We need to probably beat Leicester. Need to probably beat Crystal Palace and Brighton and Southampton, but I don't feel comfortable saying that we're at the decisive period. I don't know about any Arsenal fans, but I will applaud you lot for your progress and things, but that's as far as it goes. I don't want to say, but look how great it was in November. You know, if we don't get fourth, some Arsenal fans will chop and change the league table and say, since Arsenal lost this game, we would have been fourth. You know how Arsenal fans like to manipulate the table. Last season, you would have thought it started in January, where it doesn't. So we need to put up against Leicester. You know, Aston Villa against West Ham, that's due to be a good game. Hopefully, Aston Villa can do a job. Southampton against Watford. If you're Watford, if you're Norwich, if you're Everton, if you're Leeds, you need to get back on it. I expect Southampton to beat Watford, but I'm sure Roy Hodgson wants a reaction. I'll be surprised if he doesn't drop Foster for that. Leeds against Norwich, relegation 6-pointer. Norwich already gone. Leeds can't buy a win. That's 2 defeats right now since Jesse March has come in. Everton against Wolves on current form. You'd imagine Wolves to smack them up and move to them, but Lampard needs to get a reaction. Chelsea versus Newcastle. Eddie Howe at Bournemouth used to even when he didn't win, he used to give scares to Chelsea at the Bridge. So hopefully that could happen. I expect Chelsea to win that. Boy, Saturday, Spurs, Chester United fans have to pick a side. It's Manchester United against Spurs. That's a top 4 battle. That's going to be a brazy one. I back United to win that at Old Trafford, but you never know with Conte, really, really and truly. You've got Brentford against Burnley, stinker. And on to kick off the game week, you've got Brighton welcoming Liverpool, where you'd expect Liverpool to win. On Monday, you've got Crystal Palace against Manchester City. So, yeah, that's where the Premier League is concerned, people. Is Laka injured? Not that I know. We are effed if we get injuries in midfield. I can't lie. I need Tommy Asu back, man. I can't cap to you. I need Tommy Asu back. Big up Cedric, but bro, we're getting into a decisive period. Arsenal fans need to stop being paranoid. Fourth is pretty much a lock. Have you ever heard the saying, only the paranoid survive? Yeah. Lacker's cool, man. He got clamped. He's cool, man. Lacker's tough as old boots, man. Arsenal fans need to stop being paranoid. Fourth is pretty much a lock. Look at some stats and predictions yesterday that said Arsenal have a 66% probability of finishing top four, while United and Spurs only got 20%. Listen, that's good. You know, that's good. I just know to get fourth, Arsenal need to win games. And the league's not done till May. So I'm not gonna just bury my head in statistics and things. Them things can change. If we lose our next game, that statistic drops. If we win it, it gets higher. I don't know about. I'll leave the mathematics, the mental maths to them and there. I just know if you want fourth, you need to keep winning games, and if you can't win, don't lose. And it's crunch time. So I hope you're right. You know, Saka turning into Salah at the moment. Sure. But let's just hope we can keep doing the thing, man. Hey, if Leeds go down, let's take Calvin Phillips on a slide. On a slide, bait face. Calvin Phillips, Rafinha, Red. Let's keep it moving. Chambers' goal was mad. Appreciate that, Summer. An old dog always got a trick up his sleeve. Watford only 4 points behind Everton, bro. Do you know what I was saying? Yeah, in the relegation race, one thing that I was saying a few weeks ago, I thought one thing that could help Everton, and Leeds were smelling up the place, and them times they even Brentford. I thought one thing that could help them was there was 3 teams worse than them. Something tells me Burnley will finesse it. Newcastle have got out of that. Burnley might finesse their way out of that. I think Watford and Norwich are gone. Everton in trouble. Leeds in trouble. And I actually think Leeds are more likely to go than Everton. But they are in trouble. Trouble. Villa away, Palace away, Newcastle away is going to be tough for us. I don't understand how Norwich are pamming teams in the champs. They're moving like they do in the Prem. Surely the champs can't be this dead. I mean, Norwich just look like they're in love with the promotion race and getting the playoffs out the championship. And then they love this whole battle of. And I was watching a video the other day. Fans were saying that there was one Norwich fan that was saying he prefers this fighting from out the championship and then this sort of fighting to stay in the division thing versus just staying in the Prem. Which, shout out to Norwich, man, but that's crazy. Norwich are gone, man. Norwich are gone. It was cheeky from Bruno Guimaraes. I'm not going to lie. We was doing a watch along. I think people were gassing up the thing based on what I saw. I think they were gassing it. I think it was a good finish. Take nothing away. Cute flick from Bruno Guimaraes. But I feel Neves' goal was better. I feel Neves' goal was better. I feel Albrighton's was a banger. You know, I don't think Chambers' one was better. That's a bias, though, because I like to see screamers still. Like, I like screamers. We were getting bantered. Now it's our turn to laugh at Chelsea memes. Was creasing over the Chelsea to Newcastle memes. Bro, the funniest ones for me is the Kante one, man. Like, any small black guy, man, are just finding funny things on Twitter. And there was one, I can't find it, but it's like, obviously, these lot can only spend 20,000 in it. It's not going to obviously sound as funny as looking it, but like, there was a black midget in it. And someone was like, when they find Kante trying to use the child tickets, like, the Twitter is evil, but it's. Yeah, man, it's got some tutu jokes there, man. It's got some tutu jokes there. Crazy. Don't forget my football manager peeps 4:30. They are. All Brighton. That was a serious one, man. That was a serious one. Calvin Phillips is underrated, needs a bigger platform. Even the underlying numbers in terms of expected points, goals scored, goals against, place us at pretty much 4th best team in the league. I know these are meaningless, but we should be slightly confident of bagging 4th. I'm confident if we stick to our game plan. I'm balanced. I'm not confident. I'm not scared. It's if you want that, go and get it. It's like a test. You know, confidence comes from doing the right things. And obviously, we've been doing the right things, so there should be confidence. But it's decisive period now. Whatever narrative you lot want to write, it's there for you. You know, now we're going to see adversity because we're not going to win every game. One thing I've liked of recent, we've been winning ugly. We've been winning when we're not perfect. As I said at the start, I feel we need to chase getting back to those high standards because I feel we should have kept a clean sheet, a couple more clean sheets since the turn of the year, really. And I definitely feel in the last couple of games, definitely against Wolves, we conceded a silly goal. You know, obviously Gabriel hold his hands up, brain fart. You know. The 2 against Watford, easily avoidable, in my opinion. And when I look at the last 2 games we've actually played against Watford and Wolves, this just hit me because I just see it now. Wolves was in the 10th minute. We conceded in the 10th minute, right? And we turned it around. Watford, we conceded in the 11th minute. Now, fantastic turnarounds in that. Now, beyond the obvious of not needing to make mistakes and shouldn't be making mistakes and cheap goals, them goals change games, you know. If you do that against Liverpool, you're in problems. If you do that against other teams, you're in problems. So game management, how we're finishing games, how we're starting, the in-between is great, but how we're finishing games, how we're starting games, the clean sheets, you know, we need to, these are the sort of these are the margins now, really. We don't necessarily score a lot of goals, despite the fact that we've been doing that of recent, you know, in our last 3 games, what's that? 5-7 goals in the last 3. So let's at least keep some clean sheets, really. So we know we need a lot. We need everybody to probably stay fit. We need no probable injuries. I do like the purple. Well, people are playing well, but real good purple patches in form. You know, Odegaard and Saka unplayable at this moment in time. Couple other men as well. You know, even I don't think much of Cedric, but he stepped in and done a job. Listen, Tomiyasu's fit. He's in for Liverpool, but you're doing your thing. We need a lot of these things to kind of maintain. It's a gamble, but yeah, man. Let's just see what's going on. And as I said, in the last, I would say 3 games in particular, it kind of killed. I'm not trying to be it's not even a negative thing, but we should have had a clean sheet. We should not have conceded at home to Brentford. We should not have conceded that Wolves thing. Them 2 goals, very avoidable at Watford. Facts is they did happen, innit? And the facts is in our last, as much as I can say we've scored 7 in our last 3, we've conceded, what's that? 4 goals. So what's that? A +3, +4? My maths is terrible. You lot were doing the stats thing, so jump in this thing. So did you get it? Because again, you might not get that luxury of getting back into the game against Liverpool. If we go back to the United game, we started very well, took the lead. We got ourselves back into it, but then we made silly mistakes. You know, let's not have any of that anymore. Of course, we're not going to win every game. We're going to concede some goals. We're going to do silly things, but you lot get where I'm going with that, man. So, yeah, man. I'm looking at our Arsenal's remaining fixtures. Wait, Leicester, Liverpool, Villa, Palace, Brighton, Southampton away, United at home, West Ham away, Arsenal, Leeds, Newcastle, Everton, the final 3. You'd expect to win all of them, but Leeds might do a Mazza. Everton might be fighting for their lives. I don't want to go St. James's Park with Joe Willock, if I'm honest, but bro, it is what it is. If you want to fight for top 4, if you want to fight for league trophies and do all these things, the pivotal moments, man need to puff out their chest, hold their heads up, and pull their pants up and get with it. You know, it's a fighting thing, really and truly. If it was a fight, I need to see players tucking their tracksuit bottoms into their socks, pulling up their trousers, puffing out chests, holding up heads, moving blukey with their hands and that. We need to stand up to be counted, man. So let's go, man. It can be done, but it's not easy. And there will be setbacks. There will be there's no way there will not be a setback. There's no way. So it is what it is where that's concerned, people, if I'm completely honest with you. So we're gonna need to earn the right to play still. Obviously, in terms of Europa League, because I didn't mention that, bro. We watched a very stinky, smelly game in Barcelona Galatasaray. I can't believe it, man. Gomez got shagged, his dreadlock was offside. It was meaty. It was meaty. Like it was just if you was there for the watch, like, I don't want to talk about it. It was meaty. 16 shots, 4 on target. Their pace trying to score weldies. You know, Pedri, as much as I gas up all his games, he weren't really at the best. They were just meaty yesterday. Rangers won 3-0. Braga won 2-0 against Monaco. Atalanta came back from behind to win 3-2 against Leverkusen. Obviously, the Leipzig Spartak Moscow game got cancelled. You know, courtesy of a well-worked set-piece routine, Munir eventually pull it in the back of the net, and Sevilla, which we did a watch-along for, Sevilla beat West Ham a goal 1-0. Again on Wednesday, which is weird seeing Europa League on Wednesday, Lyon won a goal to 0 against Porto. Real Betis lost to Frankfurt 2-1 as well. So yeah, it is what it is. Big up you lot, man. Dembele came on, cute couple little flickers and that. Chelsea still needs to be scheduled again. Exactly. I don't think I mentioned it, but Chelsea, Spurs, you know, them games there, you've still got to play them, bro. So yeah, man. Internally, clearly, Arsenal must have a points tally on the board, and you can't just hold that to hand. Like if you lose, oh shit, we didn't get 3 points here. That means we might not get this. Just keep doing what you're doing. Forgive yourselves for the mistakes. As much as we're gassing about the play we put, let's ask ourselves why we haven't kept a clean sheet. Just keep doing what you're doing. And it is because I will be proud of you if you don't get top four, but I'm not going to sit here and say I'm happy. You know, we're on course to have a better season than we did last year. The very fact that in March we're still talking about top four, these are a lot of the things I just wanted at Arsenal. I don't just want to be in a race for the sake of it, but I've said how many times on my YouTube channel, I just want to be in a fight. Like, I just want to know that we're in the fight, you know, when we're at this very period to talk about it. It's 9 times out of 10, we're talking about writing off the season in October. And there was in August, man, we're saying right off the season. Then remember, we put our form together. Then there was a period, man, again, we're saying right off the season. Then now people are moving the goalposts and saying we spent 150 mil, man, need to get top four. But in the summer, it was we spent 150 mil, can't really see how it's improved this team. And I'm not saying these things are right or wrong. I'm just saying it's very funny how narratives to actually what's happened. As I said, Arsenal's been getting relegated at a point. So it's Eddie Howe's got nothing on Arteta right now. You know, Spurs have been the worst in the world. United are badly fractured. And I know there's games in hand, but nobody's made any ground on anyone. Again, you look at the Premier League table. And I keep saying this, I probably sound like a broken record because this is what I believe, people. You know, we're on 50. Well, I wish we was on 56 points. It shagged me. We're on good form. 1 draw and 4 wins in the last 5. Leicester next. We've got 48 games. 48 points, apologies. 48 points. Chelsea got 56. We got 2 games in hand. Hopefully they fuck it up. Oh, United are behind us. We got, 3 games in hand on them, but they're 47. They beat Spurs. They go ahead of us. You know. Boy, it could get long for it could get long for us. The best we're hoping for with United and Spurs is a draw. West Ham win, they put pressure on us as well. You know, our goal difference is plus 12. Theirs is a plus 11. So we're probably we're probably going to slide down out that table at some point this weekend. And it's not to get disheartened, you know. And as much as people talked about Arsenal's nailed on to get fourth because we look at this how I know Arsenal's made progress, you know, where we still got banter. The All or Nothing documentary is going to be crazy, but you know, we're not the freaks in the room anymore. We're not the black sheep anymore. Like, we've got problems, but United got dramas. Spurs got dramas with their gaffer and whatnot. Chelsea is drama. We're all right. So the narrative is it's almost like Arsenal's nailed on. But when you remove the narrative and just, you know, United got 10 games left. West Ham got 10 games left. You know, everyone's got to play 38 times. We're on 48. United are 5th on 47. West Ham are on 45. So nobody's made ground on anyone. Nobody's pulled away from anyone, and you're badly hoping that Chelsea kind of fuck up that 3rd place and make it a bit debatable, even though I can't see them doing that really and truly. Top 4 in the last few years, and I think it will be the same to this season. It's gonna who stinks up the place the least. So it's a brazy one, man. It's a brazy one. Very brazy, very brazy. There's a couple of things we didn't actually speak about as well, people, because we've, big up you lot, because we the talking points and that's been crazy. Let me get these things up here as well, man. Okay. Shout out myself, man. I'm always preparing shit for you lot, innit? I didn't even know I found these links. Always working, man. Apparently, the PSG board is convinced that Real Madrid is the reason behind Mbappe turning down the new contract proposal from PSG. Really? The club that wants to buy him is convincing him not to sign a new deal with you lot? I never knew that. Crazy. We spoke about it earlier slightly that Quincy Promes, he wants to be a driller, innit? Apparently, he's suspected of involvement in a drug trafficking and participation in a criminal organization. That's why his phone was already being bugged by the police. And, that's why they know why he stabbed his cousin, innit? He just wants to be a crazy brother, innit? Really and truly. My only concern is Spurs. My concern is Spurs, United, Wolves, everybody. Everybody fighting. We're in a fight. Nobody's won it yet. I hope West Ham are gone, but until it's May, 38 points, then I don't know for none of these things. But Proms admits to wanting to stab cousin to death in wiretapped phone conversations involving the Holland international. You're a big man to be being a driller, but this is just a gang you who could play football. This ain't a gang you that football's a way out. This is just someone that could do football. He'd be on the block. Is where it is. He was arrested in 2020 after stabbing his cousin in the leg and was originally set to be charged with manslaughter. However, the Dutch public prosecutor has now announced he'll be dealing with an attempted murder. You know, he's denied any wrongdoing, but transcripts of a wiretap conversation acquired by Dutch authorities show the 30-year-old's admission of guilt. But he needs to pay his cousins, drop the case, innit? With no witness, there's no case, is there? Like, it is what it is. He called his father, this guy's tapped, man, to ask why he attempted to protect his cousin. Why did you jump in front of him? You saved his life. I would have killed him. You understand that, right? When he was told the victim was hit in the leg, then he is lucky. He then went on to say, nobody's going to steal from us. I couldn't help myself. Sorry, aunt. Please forgive me. Everyone forgive me. I couldn't resist. I love you too much. My loyalty is to my aunt. Whoever steals from her, I will kill, period. I will kill whoever steals from you, whoever steals from my mother. There are certain people in the family that I would kill for. I don't care if anyone is disrespectful. I don't care if anyone is disrespectful or trying to talk about our family. They'll see how I am. Only then will you see who I am. I'm not the footballer, but the other side of me. It's lucky that I don't walk with a firearm anymore, or that thing would have been even uglier. Man said that you're lucky I don't even walk with the blicky, you know. Anyways, we shouldn't be making jokes of a serious thing, but Promes confessed without his knowledge. He tells his father, his mother, and his aunt. He's even outraged that his father jumped in between. We do not want to go into that now when quizzed on why his phone was being tapped. So again, if that's illegal, I don't know how it works in Holland, but if that surely is inadmissible. Another failed footballer / rapper. A bit harsh to call him a failed footballer. Man's played for his country, earned a lot of money. I wouldn't say he's a failed footballer. You know, needs to get his act together really and truly. But yeah, man. How can a man named Quincy be such a wrong? And bro, names are nothing, bro. And plus, 9 times out of 10, I know enough man called Quincy that made older man, but are undoing blammers. Most of the real bad boys, they're the most mild-mannered, most well-mannered people in the world. Like, there's drillers out there that will say, help your mum with the shopping. That I know dons that will box you in your face and give you a towel and help you out and that. Like, real bad boys don't do this tough thing. Like, crazy. A man said his tune with Baby is decent. I can't lie. He's got a tune with Baby. I mean, I hope we don't get copyright problems, but he promised song 4 years ago. Let's see what's going on, man. Well, man's got a song with the pay blood. This is gonna be meaty. Oh, I've heard this. Money. Funny. Brother, allow me, bro. Brother. And I mean, all the rappers want to be ballers. The ballers want to be rappers. Blocker you. Yeah, you definitely smoke loud, man. But let's see whatever, man. That's why he said he's got a song with Baby. You're lying, man. Where's the Baby cheat? Where is it, man? They got a little Baby cheat. I ain't seen this. Oh shit. He must have paid a lot for that feature. Let's see about this. I don't want to hear Baby's part. I want to hear your part. She say I look good. I'm from Amsterdam, nigga. There's a fuck where I'm from. I got diamonds on my neck, got me drippy. Bro. I don't wanna hear that you broke, that ain't my fault. If you ever need to see the blocks, baby, eyes closed. Niggas always telling names, only God knows. Sorry, I can only wear it once, cause everything is new. Oh shit, alright. You know what the fuck to do. Never trust a bitch no more. I keep my heart of you. I know I'm a happy, yeah. Alright. Tell me who the fuck can I trust? That's the reason why they always following us. Oh shit. Yeah, he said he put his trust in his glove. Alright, cool, man. Alright. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. I fuck with that shit. Camus, before you 12 for that, bro. I'll fuck with that. I'll fuck with that. Let's actually, what we need to do though is, I don't want to hear no copy and no copyright. So let's actually copy and paste this. This should be the way to bust this case. Fair use song belongs to Mr. Promes / Little Baby. Fair use. What else should we put? Reaction material. Let's slap that there. Where's the other song as well? I don't want to hear no bullshit. In fact, I shouldn't get a copyright law from. That's not even an official thing, but you should not be able to tell me nothing. But fair enough. Let's just get that there. Where's the one before as well? Because I don't want to hear no problems. This is on. Okay, this is where we. This is why I like Twitch as well. The only problem is on Twitch you can get copyright problems. It's not gonna happen on Twitch because Twitch got common sense. The problem is when I re-upload this onto YouTube, it gets crazy. And then you gotta appeal it. Like the other day, I appealed it. They're like, "Oh shit, yeah, you're right. You're right. But what we're gonna do? We're not gonna monetize it for now. Then obviously the bread will go you lot's way, but you gotta patent it. Crazy stuff, man. Slash the pay. It's like even, bro. You see the Martinelli one. Remember Martin? Who? What happened with Martinelli? Martinelli sending off. We watched it here. It was calm. I put it onto YouTube. They're telling me it's a copyright thing. Or even when Serie A, you remember when Vlahovic scored for Fiorentina and he was doing all that? He was doing not that. He was going sorry. We looked at that. They tried to say, "Oh, doing something with that." It's crazy, man, bro. Stingy blood, stingy. How can you do a man that dirty? But it's calm, man. It's calm. There shouldn't be any problems. It's decent still. Listen, I find this footballer rapper trying to rap thing fully cringe. I mean, it is, but if you can rap, you can rap. I'll be doing it. Everyone just living their dream, innit? Like the ballers wanted to be rappers, the rappers want to be ballers. Cause all we used to see, or all you do see, that the rappers, the ballers, and the other people, it's the drug dealers. If you don't, so I understand it, bro. You mad? You think if I don't get, let's get to 10K. You think if I don't get to 10K plus on Twitch or 100K on Twitch and YouTube, but that promised land. See, when you get that level, you can be what you want. You think I'm not fucking doing this? Hey. To your way, shout me. Deleted remix. I don't even want to. I just want to be there, bro. I just want some hoes, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Anywho, man. Big up you, man. I hope everyone's doing well and safe, man. Anyways, away from that, fair enough. Man said, look, man, not trying to hear that. I said, John Barnes, Bro, I know dunce who are scared of spiders, but we'll bust your head. Like, the drillers, bro, real drillers are crazy, man. PSG are dumb for not selling him. Proms is 30. I thought it was like 25. A conspiracy. I don't think he's ever aged, man. I swear this guy, I've never seen him play. He just comes about every now and again. It's crazy, man. Apparently, Russian attacks hit Ukrainian cities that were not targeted before that. And do you know what? Speaking of Madrid heritage, I can't remember the ex-Madrid player, but he came out and capped. He was like, only Mbappe would be able to play for Madrid. That's cap. Hakimi gets in Madrid. Verratti plays for Madrid. Don't cap. Neymar plays for Madrid. Marquinhos could play for Madrid. Mendes debatable. So yeah, capping in it really. I can't lie, that Proms thing, it was better than I thought, man. Yeah. Fair enough, man. But yeah, boy, he wanted to be a driller. He's gonna have to do driller stuff now, and he got to do the time, innit? Don't snitch. Liverpool United needs to be rescheduled as well. Pedri's only undoing is that he holds the ball a bit too long. He's a youth, so he'll learn with time. Did someone ask Cedric or Semedo? Semedo still, and they're both meaty, bro. But yeah, man, I don't really rate Cedric's team. I still think we're gonna lose against Liverpool. These players has mental block against them. It's true, man. We played well for 21 minutes and then they scored in the 22nd. Exactly. Right. Di Maria is a free agent. I wonder what he's gonna do, man. Trust. Are you asking some weird questions, Jonathan, man? Like, what the fuck? Why would anyone want to scam or sell drugs? Come on now, be sensible, bro. You're a sensible guy. Do sensible things. Ask sensible questions. I know I'm dead, but if I have bread and the time, then I'm definitely cooked. But I'm put on a mask. All you gotta do is say skudo and mudo and do. I was on the wing like scoring goals like how many times with that's all they gotta do. That's all you gotta do. This drill shit. I like the drill thing, but it's the easiest thing to be doing. How many times did I don't know. How many times do you know? How many times did you write it down? Like fucking hell. It's the new art of self snitching, rapid snitching, but these lot will snitch. I don't be a drill, 3 p.m. I don't be a kill. I use that knife and all of they just snitching on themselves, man. Crazy, man. Crazy. How many times? Can't lie. No unknown T slander. Unknown T is hard, bro. I can't lie. He's one of them that don't sound like that. It's not unknown T, Digger, CB, a couple other drillers, then yeah, man. Oh yeah, I'm in the field and this thing. How am I done me a drill? Like this flat flavor, this pack, that pack. Like crazy, man. Just get a bunch of Goonies all blacked out, and it's setting it. It's setting it really and truly. 7 minutes until we go live on YouTube, people. So with that, let me lock this off, people. It's been a fantastic morning. Don't forget, 4:30 we're playing Football Manager. Do I play Arsenal or do I do Aston Villa? I might do the Arsenal thing because I ain't played that in time. Next week we go back to the Villa team. Pardon me. On that note, though, people, stay safe. I'm back again in literally 7 minutes. That is on YouTube, though. And where's the link, then? There you have it, folks. So, yeah, we go again in it. It's been a fantastic one. Always found myself here longer than usual, but we're there, innit? Let's go. Against this right back, Charlie.